Well, good evening again, folks. This video is pretty self-explanatory from this first photo. I received this today, a lithium-ion battery to replace the stock battery in my bike. I'll put a link in the description to where I bought it from. It cost £69, which I think is a really good price for a lithium-ion battery. And it was £6.20 or something delivery next day, so it turned up next day. So total cost about 75 quid or so. It's exactly the same footprint as the stock battery. Sorry for the blurred pic, but it's in my bike now, so I don't want to take it out again just to take a photo. But it's, as I say, it's the same footprint. However, it's 5 centimeters less tall. So it comes with 4 like sort of Lego bricks that click together, and they go onto the battery tray first and raise it up a bit. They raise it enough for the rubber strap, retaining strap, in the battery compartment to hold that battery tightly so it won't bounce around when you're driving along over bumps and things. But it still leaves quite a bit of space above it, which I thought would be quite handy for putting something in there that's non-conductive, you know, that won't sort of go across the terminals, I suppose. Nice little bit of space there for maybe a toolkit in a roll or something. The battery comes without the bolts and the nuts. I couldn't find them in the box anyway. It wasn't a big issue because I just used the bolts and nuts off the original battery, which is the original battery from when the bike was new. It's a Royal Enfield battery, so it's 4.5 years old. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just wanted to go for an easy weight reduction and thereby a slight lowering of the centre of gravity as well. That battery is 95mm high. As you can see, it's about 85mm or so front to back. The good thing about it is it comes with a little button that you press and it tells you the state of charge of the battery. Now, to charge them, you need to have a lithium battery charger or a dual one that does gel and lead acid and lithium, triple one. But as you can see there, a little press of the button, it was fully charged when I got it. I fitted one of these to a previous bike and I bought the charger for it as well. And in the 2 years I had the bike, I didn't use the charger once. I ended up giving it away with the bike, but I never used it. They're available on eBay for about 15 quid, and I'll buy one if I think I need one. But you know, I don't think I'm going to need one. But if I do, I'll get one. Now, this is the standard battery, 145mm high, and obviously it's a lead acid battery and pretty heavy. If you look at this next photo, I put it on pretty accurate kitchen scales, and it's the best part of 4.9 kilos in weight. And as you know, the battery is sitting about halfway up the bike in the middle, so it will contribute to the centre of gravity being higher by replacing it with a much lighter battery. It will lower the centre of gravity a bit of the bike. I know people have done, you know, nobody's daft, and I know that people know what they're doing, but just in case you don't, here's how I did it. The first thing is this little addition to my bike, a very Heath Robinson-esque left side panel gadget. As you can see, it's very high tech and it was extremely expensive. Yep, it's a stainless Allen bolt with a sawn off Allen key in it, glued in. It's been on there for 3 years now. No, 2.5 years. And it just saves having to use a screwdriver and then finding the screw drops into the bowels of the engine or the bike and you never see it again. So that does make life easier. Just a little Allen bolt glued in that thing and then untwist it, and that enables the side panel to come off easily. And I know you're so impressed by this you'll want a close-up. Look at that. What a thing of beauty. But it does the job. And a bit like the air filter cover, once the seat's on, you never see it again. So people have suggested on a previous video I did about this amazing thing, you could use a little screw thing off a sat-nav mount or whatever, but I used that. So to take the left side panel off and just undo the terminal connection on the battery. On the right hand side you've got your toolkit and the toolkit carrier, the plastic thing. In my case that's held on by 3 stainless steel flange nuts, and it's just a case of undoing those 3 nuts, not nuts, bolts, what am I talking about, bolts, and then you then see the battery sitting in the bike as per this picture. You've got the rubber strap, and there's a little Allen bolt there, stainless in my case, that needs to be undone in order to get the battery out. The big red thing is the cover that goes over the positive terminal of the battery. And it's just a case of undoing them. It's usual, well certainly for me, that when you undo a battery you either drop the nut or the screw or the bolt, so you've got to be really careful you don't lose them because they're a funny shape. So having disconnected the battery, remove that clamp that's held on with the Allen bolt, and the terminal's undone, and the battery just slides out. Easy. So if you've never, I know people have done it before, I'm not being patronising, maybe if you haven't, don't be frightened, it comes straight out. And this next shot shows the weight of the lithium battery. 847 grams. So that is a saving in one 15-minute modification that takes 4.051 kilos off the bike. That's a significant weight saving in my opinion. 4 kilos, well, my friend Len, he told me tonight that his tent weighs 6.5 kilos on his bike. So effectively, by replacing the battery with a lithium one, his tent now only weighs 2.5 kilos. And as you know from previous videos, Len can carry an awful lot of stuff on his bike. So 4 kilograms, you know, not to be sneezed at. This next photo shows the 2 weights. So you've got the original stock lead acid battery, 4.898, so 4.9 kilos of lead acid, and the next shot shows again as a direct comparison the lithium battery weight. When it arrives in a box, it almost feels like there's virtually nothing in it, and there it is. There's the weight of the stock battery, there's the weight of the lithium. So an instant weight loss of over 4 kilograms and a lowering of the centre of gravity. This video will finish now with me starting the bike. It's very unprofessional, I'm using an iPad, bear with me on the video quality and the sound, but it will give you an idea as to whether this battery can indeed start the bike, because you think when you hold it that it won't. So I hope this has been of some help. Links in the description. Take care on your bikes, and I'll speak soon. Okay, so that's the battery in the bike. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, if that. So let's see if it's capable of starting the bike.
That's a yes.